everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this set of thank you notes using the Yesterday and Today paper collection. So I'm using the stamp set called Yesterday and Today Card Making and the thin cuts. And then I'm also going to use the sentiment set from Melissa Esplin, and that set is in the core catalog. And these are the Yesterday and Today papers. I'm going to use that damask print. And I'm going to start out stamping on vanilla cardstock. I'm going to stamp these flowers and the leaves using black ink. And then I'm going to cut them out and color them in with the tri-blend markers. So I've got my images here that I'm stamping out. And then I'll take them over to my Big Shot and cut them out. And off screen, I have colored everything in with the tri-blend markers. So here's a bunch of those images. They're pretty easy to color in because the designs on the flowers, it shows you light, medium, and dark, so it's pretty straightforward. So I got all those colored in. So now let's start building our card. I'm using this damask print from Yesterday and Today, and I'm going to make landscape cards with the fold at the top. And so I'm cutting out this background paper at 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I decided to switch that around so that I could get more of the distressed coloring of the design on my card. So before you make that cut, take a look at your paper first. And then I just put that other bit aside. So I'm using the stitched rectangles, thin cuts, and I've cut out several colors to coordinate with my colored flowers. And I'm going to stamp thank you in espresso. So I have the Sangria and Ballerina, and then Peacock and mint and eggplant and lilac and peach and smoothie. And on the sentiment pieces, I'm using the light side of those colors of cardstock on all of them. And then I'm using the dark side for the dark rectangle that's going to be the border of my card. So I'm stamping thank you on all of these pieces. And I'm not centering it because I want to give myself enough room to add the flower and the leaves kind of on top of that sentiment piece. So it's kind of more pushed a little bit more towards the upper right side of the card. But it'll look balanced once I get everything put together. So I've got all those pieces stamped, and now I'm going to start to build my card. So this one I'm going to use Ballerina, and then the flower that I colored with the pale pink marker. So I've got my card base, and then I'm going to glue the pattern paper to the card base using the broad tip glue pen. So I'll get that down. And then I'm going to glue the Sangria rectangle using Aqua Tombow. And this is just because the tip it's a fine point tip, and I can get like a really thin bead of glue around the edges. So I'm just going to place that down, and I'm using wet glue because you have some time before it sets to kind of fiddle with it and make sure that the rectangle is in the area where you want it to be. So I kind of have to fuss with it just a little bit until I've got everything down correctly. And then I decided to, well, first I'm going to kind of set the elements on my card to kind of get an idea of where I want things to go. And eventually I'll change my mind about that leaf being on that side, but I'm just kind of putting things down before I start gluing, just to kind of have an idea in mind of what I want to do there. So I decided that I wanted to pop my sentiment piece. So I'm using some fun foam. I just cut it a little bit smaller than that rectangle. And I'm going to glue that down with Tombow white glue. It's a stickier glue and it kind of grabs hold quicker. And I like to use it with this foam. So I'm going to get that down and get that placed on my card. And then I'm going to just set something on top of it, which happens to be the closest thing I could grab was the stamp pad. So I just set that there so that it could have a little minute to set up. And so while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to start working on my next card and just get the base down. Same thing with the broad tip glue pen. Look at that attached. And then I'll glue my border. So this one I'm going to do the eggplant and lilac pieces. So I'm going to glue that border down. And just the same procedure as the one before, so pretty straightforward. I like to make thank you notes in several colors use the same basic design and just do variations on colors. Okay, so that's down, and then I'm going to attach my sentiment in the same way. So these stamps are available, the Yesterday and Today stamps are available in the March-April catalog, and you can go to my online store to purchase them. The URL is in the upper right corner of your screen, and I will add a list of supplies along with links in the description below, so you can go there to purchase this set. And then the sentiment stamp, the Melissa Esplin stamp set, is available also in my online store, but it's in the core catalog. Okay, so I'm going to attach my flower and the leaves to my card, and I'm using 3D foam tape. I'm just kind of placing things around, figuring out where I want it to go, and that's where I ultimately decided to place things. They seem to fit a little bit better. So I'm going to attach 3D foam just on the left side of that flower, and then some glue dots underneath the right side. And I realized that my fun foam was a little bit thicker than the 3D foam tape, so I had to layer a piece of thin 3D foam tape on top of that piece so that it would be the same height on my card. So it's a piece of regular thickness 3D foam tape plus a piece of thin 3D foam tape layered. And that worked. Just so they could all be setting at the same height on my card. So I'm going to tuck that in. And then I'll attach the flower and the other leaf to the sentiment portion of the card using glue dots. And I have that down. And then I'm going to attach those other smaller flowers around the thank you. So I basically have a visual triangle there of elements. So I'll get that down, and I'll just glue those with the Aqua Tombow. And then I'm going to use the white pearls, the smallest size of pearl, for the inside of those little flowers. Just for a little extra bling. And they have adhesive, they're self-adhesive on them. So I've got that down. So that's the first card. And there's a close-up shot of it. And then I'll take you through a quick assembly of the next one. And then I'll have shots of all 4 cards at the end. So this is the one using eggplant and lilac. And I'm going to attach everything to my card the same way. So we'll skip forward, and I've got my flowers and leaves on there, and then I'm putting my pearls on there. So that's this finished card. And here are a few close-up shots of the other colors I used. That's the lilac and eggplant, and then peach and smoothie, and mint and peacock. So I appreciate you taking some time and watching my video today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, and I'd appreciate a thumbs up if you like what you see. Supplies are available in my online store, and thanks for watching.